What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another video, man. Wow, and today I'm going to talk about today's breaking news. The Texas Longhorns have just fired head coach Tom Herman, yo. Before I get into this video, man, for everyone, you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos. So whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. So feel free to DM me and come holler at your boy, yo. Wow, man. It's kind of a surprise, yo. It's something that I thought had a chance of happening, like a couple of weeks ago or whatever. But for some reason, man, Texas decided today to just make the move today, yo. It's funny because, we really, at LSU, we really wanted Tom Herman, apparently, yo. But he had his mind set on Texas the whole time. That was his dream job and everything. And, he went on and took it. But he didn't get it done, man. When you look at Charlie Strong, man, Charlie Strong did not get a long leash at Texas at all, yo. Like, he came in there off of Louisville, took Louisville to a Sugar Bowl win over a really good Florida Gator team. Went down to Texas and he didn't have great success down there. And they was quick to pull the trigger on him, yo. So in come Tom Herman and everybody like, oh, this is the guy. He a Texas guy. I'm not sure. I think he went to Texas if I'm not mistaken, or spent some time over there or whatever. He went over there, did not get no great recruiting classes. He won a Sugar Bowl a couple of years, though they had like 3 or 4 losses, but they won and beat a Georgia team that quite honestly did not want to play in that game. Like, let's call it what it is. Georgia really thought that they had a shot to make the playoff that year. They didn't. They got sent to the Sugar Bowl, and honestly, they wasn't that motivated, yo. He had a quarterback in Sam Ehlinger who had a whole ton of experience and still couldn't get it done. And you look at the situation where, the Big 12 really is not, a great conference like that. I mean, they struck out on the playoff this year. And Oklahoma has constantly dominated that conference, even when they really don't have no defense. And they were starting a freshman quarterback this season. And Texas had a senior quarterback this year. Then I think they had, I think the final straw might have been, they had a quarterback for I think it was next year or the year after that was like the #1 quarterback prospect in the state of Texas. And he decided he was committed to Texas. He decommitted from Texas and decided to commit to Ohio State, yo. When you look at all that in a nutshell, like the poor recruiting classes, the never winning a Big 12 championship, Texas has very, very high expectations, yo. So they felt like a change was imminent. Now, where do they go from here? I don't know, man. Maybe they could look at, do they go the group of 5 route like a Billy Napier at Louisiana Lafayette, or Hugh Freeze at Liberty? Or do they try to pluck a coach from another unit? Do they go the coordinator route? Do they go Tony Elliott, the offensive coordinator at Clemson? Do they go Steve Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator at Alabama? Or do they try to get another guy like a Luke Fickell or somebody like that from Cincinnati? Or do they go all out for Urban Meyer? For me, if I was Texas, the #1 person I'm calling is Urban Meyer. I don't know if Urban would be interested in the job or not, but I tell you what, Texas is the type of program that if they had the right coach in place, they could really run some things, yo. Urban Meyer was, when he went to Florida, Florida was a team that you knew if they had the right coach in place, they could run some things, and they did. They eventually did. They took over, won 2 national championships. Ohio State, another program, after the whole Jim Tressel fiasco. He goes to Ohio State, and Ohio State gets it done. Wins the championship and was a very, very... So Urban Meyer did such a great job over there. They're in a national championship today. because Urban Meyer left that program in such good condition to where Ryan Day, his offensive coordinator, could just take over and keep everything moving. So if I'm Texas, the number one person I'm calling is Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is the very, very, very first phone call that I would make. If he decides to decline or something like that, then maybe you try to call. I think the second person is probably like a maybe you call like a group of five coach. Maybe you take a chance on a Billy Napier. Maybe you take a chance on a Hugh Freeze or somebody like that. But for me, I think Urban Meyer is the number one name on their call list, yo. Like, Texas is a program that is a great head coach away from being in a national championship conversation on a yearly basis. If they get the right head coach, they could overtake the. Obviously, Texas has great recruits in that state. You right next to Louisiana. Louisiana has great recruits. Urban Meyer has SEC ties. He has ties to the whole little area in the South. So if I'm them, I'm calling Urban Meyer. If that don't work, maybe you take a chance on like a Billy Napier or a Hugh Freeze or somebody of that nature, yo. But or maybe a Steve, maybe they go Steve Sarkisian or something like that. But breaking news: Texas have fired Tom Herman. It's gonna be a very, very, very interesting coaching search for them. And for Texas Longhorns athletic department, they have to get this hire right, yo. They absolutely have to get this hire right. So they could be back in national premises, yo. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have LSU and NCAA content throughout the year. Also, this coming Monday, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Y'all come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I'll answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live, yo. Y'all should join me. It'll be some good stuff. Until then, yo, y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.